There we go. So, starting the game from Link's house, and just mashing through the text as usually. For this for this Hyrule Castle sequence, you'll be seeing runners, especially g3rd screen if you pay attention. Actually, both of the runners. You may be seeing them holding up, then that rapidly tap top right, like see in Shady's screen. He was tapping right there to gain a little bit more speed. I don't remember the name of that small trick, but you can do that, and that saves like around-ish 10 seconds for just this part of the game until you get Pegasus Boots from Sasharala. All the runners getting their sport, and now they're gonna go save Zelda from the cell. Meanwhile, before they enter silver, both of the runners should remember getting a lamp. Lamp is required to go through the silver. A long time ago, I will tell quickly, I managed to forget the lamp, and the game didn't let me to go through the silver. So that's a important item to remember. Don't forget the lamp. You can get it from a first chest of the game or just from a Zelda cell. All of the runners using a little bit different setup to kill the blue card there. I think Shadyforce was using a strat that saves like maybe a few frames. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with all of the frame savers. Every screen is so different with all the frame savers. Also, it's good to pick up Lamp after you save Zelda, because you'll be picking up this boomerang in g3rd0's screen, and you can just boomerang the key and walk towards the door. This card contains a big key. I feel like both of the runners, or one of them at least, is gonna go only for... Okay, let's see. g3rd0 wants to use a bot, which is third of 4 slashes. If you don't use a bot, you will have to use 8 slashes. Both runners using a bot, and that's only 4 slashes. Shady has to be careful because he has 1 heart left. And there's the lamp they need to get, and they're on their way to silver. So quickly, reminder that this is a group M between g3rd0 and shadyforce. g3rd0 having 1 hour 26 minutes, very respectable time. 1 hour 26 minutes and 29 seconds, let's be inaccurate. Shadyforce with 1 hour 37 minutes and 4 seconds. So Shady is gonna have a hard time to keep up his pace against a really good player like g3rd0. According to speedrun.com, I'm not sure have all of the runners had a personal best recently that is not updated in speedrun.com, but I trust that website. So now they have to go to server, so they have to go up in g3rd0's screen. It's gonna go up now. And during this whole Hyrule Castle, you may be seeing, like I said, that they're tapping right left constantly when they hold up, just to save those few extra frames they need. For a tournament race, I would guess that both of the runners are gonna get Sanctuary Heart, 1 extra heart, just for being this beginning part, I would say. It can save your life in a late run, if you happen to have one heart left after a boss fight, then it reminds you you got that Sanctuary heart. That mouse or rat always contains a small key that is all the way left side of the screen. You can see in g3rd0 screen. It's always in all the way left side of the screen that has a small key. You can skip this text box before you have to hit the switch by hugging the upper part of the door frame like g3rd0 just did. So Zelda only gave him one text box, which is right before the switch. And both runners skipping that text. All those small optimizations matters. In both of the runners' screen, you can see them mashing all those buttons, because just mashing those all counts towards skipping the text. g3rd0 picking that Sanctuary heart, as I was expecting. I'm expecting Shady to that too. It's just couple seconds lost, but it may save your life in a later of the run, like I said. So right now they're on their way to Eastern Palace, the first dungeon of the game. Those Octoroks giving some damage to g3rd0, one heart. Then later on in a dark field, all those enemies just hits like a truck, 2 hearts to 3 or 4 hearts damage. With a green mail, they have to be careful for not taking too much damage. And especially dying is not what I want, because dying in an overworld is gonna lead you back to either Link's house or Sanctuary in Light World. However, in Dark World, you always spawn on a pyramid. If you pay a quick attention for Shady's screen, he's tapping there right on the stairs to save those frames, like I said. And you'll be seeing them doing this all the way to Pegasus Boots. After that, they stop a little bit using it, I guess. But the best runners of the game keeps doing it as much as they can. So for coming this room, you can spawn only 2 of the skeletons if you happen to let's see, that still works, yeah. If you manage to manipulate your movement by following that path, like in Shady's screen, he's gonna go up to this spot first, go a little bit left, go left, then a little bit down in the middle of the room, throw it right, then he spawns only 2 skeletons there. For our upcoming room, g3rd0 is gonna have to take damage and hit this switch before he takes more damage to spawn this chest that contains a big key. He'll be using that enemy there, pick up a bot while with the invisibility frames, then he managed to hit the switch. Very nicely done. Let's see how Shady is gonna handle this. I would guess he's gonna use an enemy too. Very nicely done. And that's what for Sanctuary heart is good to get some too. You may have a 1 heart left or 1 heart and half if you take a little bit too much damage there. g3rd0 picking up a bow and he's on his way to Armos. For armor spiked, you can set up yourself from a top right or bottom right of the screen to hit the armors, and you want to damage last armors and second last armors a little bit at the same time, or kill them, let's say. So you will be skipping the last armors, going to the Super Saiyan mode, let's say like that. So the last armors turns red and refills all his health. So let's see how g3rd0 is handling it. He damaged that one guard there 2 times, so he should be getting it very nicely done. So there he skipped that last armors to go into that red mode, so Super Saiyan, refilling all his health. Shady using the same strat, setting up from the top right corner of the screen. And he also gets it very nicely done. Almost a commentator's curse. So with this green pendant, they're gonna go to talk to Shasharala, and he gives Pegasus boots. Behind that crack wall, I'm not sure will Shady go for it or g3rd0 even. There's a 100 rupees containing in 2 chests and 3 bombs. And you need rupees later to buy flippers. g3rd0 doing a little bit different route that saves few seconds. I'm not sure familiar with that fastest route. And here on the staircase he was spin attacking, and after a spin attack, 1 frame later he was pressing a dash button to get a glitch called super speed. And here you can see Shady going for that back side of the Shasharala's hood, getting those 50 rupees from both chests. g3rd0 skipped those, so he has to get rupees in another way, or Kiki, to enter Palace of Darkness. g3rd0 getting the book of Mulora, so he can enter Desert Palace. Shady on his way to that place now. And here you can see another super speed from g3rd0. By being on a ladder or stair like that, you can do it there. You will be seeing them use it as much as they can. Here you can see Shady setting it up, but I think he failed it, so he has to just dash normally. And it is 1 frame trick. So far, g3rd0 is sitting in a comfortable lead in the beginning of the run, and there is still a lot to go. Desert Palace, just right side of the desert has a big key, so up on a torch, g3rd0 is gonna pick up that small key and visit the right side of the Desert Palace to get a big key and get in this dungeon item called Power Glove. Let's see how g3rd0 managed to do this dungeon. Is he gonna does he have to stop there before the cannonballs? No, he doesn't have to. He got a good luck there. As far as I know, that those cannonballs are coming from patterns. I might be wrong. So if you just play well the whole dungeon, you don't have to stop at all before those cannonballs. Shady having a little bit trouble with that. that small key on the torch. g3rd0 growing the game and picking up all those arrows. He will be using those arrows against the Landmola. A tough boss fight, I would say. There you probably noticed shadyforce had to stop there for a second before he kept going, because the cannonballs didn't cooperate with him. Here in g3rd0's scene, you can see him doing a trick called key dash. Basically, the whole game is put into like grids, so there's like certain pixels you can dash from and just dash through the key door. And also you can set it up by using a torch, for example. You can see it here in g3rd0's screen. Just like that, he can do a key dash. You'll be seeing both of the runners using that glitch or trick. I guess it's a glitch. Later in a run 2. If you don't get a key dash, you just bonk. g3rd0 starting Landmola fight, pulling out that bow and probably dashing to the wall to set up himself for a perfect line. Get this first shot. That seems to be a very good start. Getting 2 or 3 hits there. Fighter's Sword, which both runners has, deals the same damage regardless how do you hit. That was a very good fight, I would say, for g3rd0. If I noticed, it was 3 cycles. If I missed 1 cycle, it would have been more. But still, a very good fight. Shady, just a little bit behind g3rd0's footsteps. Shady starting Landmola, meanwhile g3rd0 is on his way to Tower of Hera. Oh, Shady has to be careful now, he only has a half heart left. g3rd0 is going to bottom right of the... Oh no, Shady! Taking a dead against Landmola. That is really unfortunate. g3rd0 getting blade flippers. Apparently this saves few seconds. Oh, he has to be careful to not take any damage there. Otherwise he will be getting into the weird state of... and possibly softlock himself. That is really unfortunate for Shady. He has to redo the fight. And he only has 13 arrow shots now. There is a couple bots with few arrows. He might pick them up. At least one before Landmola. $18 hearts should be a good amount to help him out with this fight now. Getting two one-shots there. Oh, that Landmola a little bit not in a good spot for him. Meanwhile, g3rd0 is in a dead mountain, taking Old Man to home and getting a mirror from him. A very nice reflection. Shady finishing the fight, and I didn't pay too much attention, but I believe it was 4 or 5 cycles. Probably 5 cycles, because how Landmola was a little bit not being nice to him. g3rd0 setting up another super speed here. And here in this portal. And not sure did he get a quick warp. Yeah, he got a quick warp there that saves you like roughly a little bit second. And if you do it many times, that can add up a lot. g3rd0 starting up Hera, meanwhile Shady is on his way to Death Mountain, and he's gonna do Blade Flippers as well. At this part of the run, both of the runners don't have flippers, and by doing flippers, you can just save a couple of the seconds when you go to death mode by using this warp here. And if you happen to take damage, you get sent back to that previous screen you came from. And well, with vague flippers they will soft lock. But luckily enough, they're done with that part. They don't have to worry about it anymore. g3rd0 just is waiting for this resident slipper room, let's say. Using a dash there so he doesn't lose his spin attack animation, or just holding it. He has 2 hearts now, so he has to be careful to not take too much damage. There are a couple heart bots available on way to Moon Pearl chest. Oh, these death rocks are not in Shadyforce's side. He tried to respawn, make it despawn it, but he didn't go far enough off screen. Having 3 hearts, he has to be a little bit careful. Oh, God. A wise decision to go to Old Man, talk to him, and he just refills your health. What a nice guy. And g3rd0 is most likely gonna go for a bomb jump. Oh, he has to be... Oh, no. I spoke so soon. Taking an unfortunate death in Hera, but is still in a lead against shadyforce. Moldron stealing 1 heart damage. Let's see how Moldrons are this time. Now they behave when he has full hearts. g3rd0 using that a little bit unknown strat for me, how he was setting up that bomb jump by using a spin attack. There are a few ways you can do that and have a certain amount of pixels for getting that trick. For example, oh, g3rd0 falling there. But for a bomb jump, you can either set up like that, was how g3rd0 was doing it, a block against a wall, or just be 2 pixels off from the lane, off from the pointing out the spot. Shadyforce in that resident slipper room. Tile room is just nothing else but waiting. You can do a boomerang at the item dash by using an item there, but shadyforce was just waiting. g3rd0 finishing up Moldorm, and he was very nice for g3rd0, not dropping at all. If you happen to drop off in Moldorm 5, just hope you never drop from a middle one, because you will be dropping 2 floors down from a middle. And I believe all the other sides are just 1 fall, but you wouldn't want to drop at all, especially against Moldorm. So g3rd0 is done with Death Mountain, Tower of Hera, and he's on his way to Master's Fort, sleeping in Lost Books. So right now g3rd0 doesn't have enough rupees to go to Palace of Darkness, but he'll be pulling out this tree to get 5 rupees, but that's not what he wants to do. He actually wants to kill few of the enemies here, and he wants to be able to get 20 rupees from this next tree pull. I'm actually not good as sure how the tree pull works, but from what I have heard, need to kill a certain amount of enemies, to get a right ball, I guess. This is really unknown rupee route to me, but apparently it saves time over getting those 50 rupee chests from Shasharala's hook. Anyway, Shady against Moldorm now. Seems to be behaving really well now. Just one more hit, and he's dead. Good job there, Sadie. g3rd0 getting Master's Board, and Shasharala talking to him a little bit, telling him to go beat Arcanim, I think. Then that text box there was actually Zelda, I believe, or a priest in a sanctuary talking that Zelda was taken. And there are those 20 rupees for g3rd0, so he can now enter Palace of Darkness. Let's see, is g3rd0 able to do this? A little bit tricky dashing here. He gets it. Sometimes you may bonk to that fence there. I'm not quite sure what's the alignment for that, but that's how you want to go with that dash there. Not bonk at all to fence. And g3rd0 starting up with Arcanim's Tower, a tough dungeon. And a really nice boss fight. Not really. Let's see how g3rd0 wants to do this room. There are many ways to do this room. Quick spin, two arrows there, and a quick spin for that last one. Shady getting his Master's Board now. And there was another key dash from g3rd0. I would say this is still a race, because blue balls may happen. g3rd0 skipped mushroom, so he won't have Bowser. But what if Shady picks up a mushroom, so he can have a Bowser if he wants to. That's a one safety strat to have a Bowser. Or another safety is having a bottle and a bugnet, but then that will lose a little bit more time to get, because you have to be in a dark light world. Well, you actually are in a light world when you are going to release the bird with a flute. Shady getting in that tricky dash there. g3rd0 is in a comfortable lead, but that lead can all of a sudden just change a little bit first for g3rd0 if he happens to get a little bit too many blue balls against Arcanim. So chat, place your bets. How many blue balls g3rd0 is gonna get in this fight? The very first attack is always gonna be that basic attack, so you can reflect that back, but if it's a blue ball, you can't damage Arcanim. My guess is that I usually like somehow 5, but I don't wanna be too trolly, let's say, okay, for g3rd0, so I will guess 2. Let's keep it simple and say 2. The first attack being the normal, as always. And here you can see possible blue balls from now on. Well, there's one. Something g3rd0 doesn't want to see. And that's RNG. There's 2. Oh boy. That's my number, I guessed. Meanwhile, Shady is climbing up Arcanim's Tower. Oh no, he takes a ball. Those guards don't like him. That seems to be 3 for g3rd0 now. Shady getting a nice key shot after getting a small key. Killing these guards with 2 arrows. g3rd0 with 3 blue balls, I think, still. And just 1 hit or 2 away. 1 hit away. That was 3 blue balls. Oh, that guard there was a little bit on a way for shadyforce. Didn't want to waste that pot on that one guard he doesn't want to kill. So shadyforce can save some time if RNG is on his side for Arcanim fight. Here's g3rd0 setting up for another one of those super speeds. Shady gonna start Arcanim fight now. Let's see how many blue balls he's gonna get. If he gets 0, he's gonna save like 15-20 seconds against g3rd0 then there. I'm not too sure about the seconds, how much he saved from a blue ball. But you definitely don't want to see too many of them. And g3rd0 having that monkey friend, Kiki, you have to pay him 10 rupees first to follow him, then 100 rupees to enter the dungeon. I didn't notice how many blue balls Shady has been getting, but if this one hits and he dies, that should be very good fight. Okay, that was a blue ball. My guess he has a 1 now. If he dies now, that's just 1 hit. Okay, he seems to have 2 blue balls now. That's 3. That is unfortunate to see. And there you go, Shady beating him. I think that was 2 or 3 blue balls. I unfortunately missed some of the white. Meanwhile, g3rd0 is in Palace of Darkness, getting a small key to get to the big key chest. And I believe g3rd0 is gonna go for hammer jump. Yes, hammer jump. So that is a pixel perfect trick where you have to pump boost through the railing or like a small vents to get to the big key chest. First he has to set up the bomb in a pixel perfect spot or alignment, let's say, a horizontal alignment. Then you have to set up Link in a pixel perfect alignment as well to get a bomb boost through that part of the fence railing, I say. Shading getting this key dash as well. And here we go. Seems to be good. Very nicely done, g3rd0. That was a fast one. Now he has to go through this maze quickly just to get the small key. And he's on his way to Helmasaur. Shady just gonna open this dungeon now. g3rd0 is gonna pick up this pot that contains a heart, so he has a sport beam for our upcoming room after mimics. So he doesn't have to waste an arrow shot to hit the switch. g3rd0 on his way to pick up his big key. Meanwhile, sorry, Shady is on his way to pick up a small big key. And g3rd0 is going through that kind of hard room just before Helmasaur. With just a Master Sword, you're not able to kill these turtles. A hammer will be able to kill them, because hammer deals a tempered sword damage. For Helmasaur, you have to hit 16 times, I believe, to take off the mask. Then if you set up yourself really well, like g3rd0 is doing, to hit the hammer, you can just hit it 4 times, but g3rd0 has to be a little bit careful now. Only 4 slashes left, now it's 2. He has to be careful because he doesn't want to take any damage. That was a really scary for g3rd0, very nicely done. Shady setting up a bomb jump and hammer jump and getting it, very nicely done too. So what I was going to say for g3rd0's Helmasaur like that, if he set up himself really well by using, I think using a shield as a visual cue is good to get those hammer hits. If he hit hammer 4 times against Helmasaur, that he will die then. If he didn't hit any of those hammers, he will just use a spin attack, which will be a tempered sword damage, 1 hit, then just 6 slashes to kill Helmasaur. But it's hard to set up against Helmasaur after you remove his mask, because he moves so fast, and randomly too. g3rd0 is past Palace of Darkness, and he's on his way to get a shovel from a Stump King, then go to Light World to get a flute and activate it in Kakariko. So Shady is coming up to this turtle room. Let's see how he's gonna handle it then. Very nice setup there. If he only slashed Master Sword, those wouldn't kill turtles. Has to be hit 2 times. But there he was releasing the spin attack, so he got all those very nicely there. Let's see how he's gonna handle, how Helmasaur is gonna actually behave against Shady. So far so good, he's not moving too much. Now he has to be careful he doesn't move too much. That was 1 tempered sword damage, so 6 more hits, or let's see, 4 slashes left, 2. Just 2 hits left. There you go. He didn't hit hammer sweet spot, because hammer has a very very bad hitbox to hit at all. So he just opted to use spin attacks. g3rd0 getting one of those super speeds, saving a little bit time there on way to Kakariko and getting that flute activated. Next dungeon is gonna be for g3rd0. It's gonna be a Thieves Town. Thieves Town item is a Titan Myths. With Titan Myths, they can save Jeremiah, a frog. You take him home, just one of the smiths, and you can pay him 10 rupees there to upgrade their sword to tempered sword. And for the remaining of the run, I believe both of the runners are gonna use tempered sword for remaining of the run. It's a huge upgrade for Master Sword. quickly I have to check at the shadyforce screen because I believe he's gonna use a hammer, a glitch called hammer dash or item dash, let's say, because that is a version 1.0 exclusive glitch, and Blade Flippers is also a version 1.0 exclusive. Japanese version is 1.0 version. Their both runners are running on, and that saves quite a much time, and it looks cool too. By getting a hammer dash to work, or item dash, let's say, it's item dash. You have to press the item button and the dash button at the same time to get that to work. You can do it with a bow, fire rod, ice arrow, ice rod, hammer, just anything you have to use where you use an item. g3rd0 is in a hellway, but he didn't get the guard pixel, people say, where you would be dashing through the whole hallway without hitting the spikes. But like I said, guard pixel, it's just pixel perfect. Very hard to hit that, but it's amazing when you get it. Shading it in a super speed there, saving some time in the travel. And now he's gonna activate his float too. This dungeon boss is like, let's say, the easiest one out of all of the Dark Vault bosses, because it has a script. And if you follow the script, you should be fine for the remaining of fight. And Shady is getting that powder I was talking about. One of the safeties. I believe he's gonna only have that. I'm not gonna pick up a bottle on Bucknet, but I might be wrong. We'll see. Powder is good enough because you can use those anti-berries and change them to berries right before the boss fights, for example, like against g3r's or g3rd0. It's good to have that in a race, because anything can happen in a race setting. g3rd0 having no safeties, he doesn't have powder, he doesn't have bottle or Bucknet, so he has to be extra careful if he happens to be low HP on his way to boss fights like g3rd0. Now he's gonna start a blind fight, and here's the script I'm talking about. If you manage to follow that script, the fight is just pretty much free, let's say. I would never want to say free, but because anything can happen, but if you follow the script, you do the fight much faster than you would do it without. That was a good fight for g3rd0. Meanwhile, Shady is starting Thieves Town instead. And g3rd0 is done. Now g3rd0 is gonna save that Smith, bring him home, and pay him 10 rupees to upgrade his fort before he goes to Skull Boots. There on Sadie's screen, having too many objectives on a screen just lagged the game a little bit there. I don't think... Okay, I was wrong actually. Shady getting that key dash there. Now g3rd0, while he's here and before he's going to meet Smith's, save that Smith, he's getting that. He's getting those rupees from a pumpable hood. And right I was talking, I saw Sadie, possibly he hit the god pixel in a hell way, but he unfortunately got damaged by that one enemy, that name I don't know. This game actually has kind of weird enemy names. Like those bogies in Turtle Rock, they're actually not called bogies. I was surprised of that name when I heard it. Now g3rd0 is taking the Smith home, like I was talking about. They are kinda cheap Smiths, I have to say. Just 10 rupees for an upgrade. For a very strong sword. I'm wondering one thing now when g3rd0 is doing this, that Shady got Powder, so he might have a chance. He has a chance, let's say. He can go to Batcave and get double magic if he wants to. That's one of the good safeties to have too, to have the half magic. So if you're afraid of running out of magic mid-fight, then half magic is gonna save you. That's just one point I noticed now that he has a safety powder with him. g3rd0 getting another 300 rupees, and he's set with his rupees amount. So he can buy flippers for 500 rupees from King Sora. Currently he's on his way to Skull Woods, and he has to go pick up this big key first from this side of the dungeon. The dungeon has been separated to like 3 pieces, let's say, that from here you can get to the boss area of the dungeon. He had a really good room with Gyptos. Let's see how Shady is working on with that script. Seems to be good. He has good amount of HP, so he shouldn't be worried about taking too much damage at all, or damage at all, let's say. Very nice fight for Shady. g3rd0 now is gonna get to that big key chest with a bomb jump, just like the same one you saw in Tower of Hera. And with a Fire Rod, they can now enter the boss area of the dungeon. g3rd0 picking up that small key, because getting that small key in a boss area of the dungeon takes a little bit while, and he just wasted a Fire Rod shot there by accident. Oops. It confuses magic a lot. He has to be aware how much he's gonna use it. So far so good. Just 2 more. Now it's just 1 more Fire Rod shot left for him. But with Tempered Sword, Mothula is just 4 hits. He's not gonna use Fire Rod at all. As you can see, he has a mirror already equipped, but he has to be careful he doesn't accidentally activate it. It has happened to Best of the Runners too, and that was a very fast fight for g3rd0 there. Mothula having random patterns, flying patterns. Meanwhile, Floor is moving, so that was a very good fight. Spikes didn't damage Mothula at all. Basically, Spikes nullifies all the damage you just did on a Mothula. If you damage Mothula, then it hits Spike at the same time. You deal no damage. Pretty much a bug they left in a game. Now Shady, he's just leaving behind that double magic I was thinking of he can pick up. Now he's getting his 300 rupees here too, so he's set with rupees amount for King Sora as well. And g3rd0 Now, after Mothula Skullboot, he warped to Link's house, or not transform, sorry, warped, let's say. He flied to Link's house, and now he's gonna go to visit Catfish to get Quake. And with a Quake, he can enter Turtle Rock, the last dungeon they have to beat before Ganon's Tower. After Catfish, g3rd0 is gonna get a Flippers from King Sora. And Shady having a decent room with Gyptos. They didn't bother him at all. So far I have noticed that g3rd0, sure, he has a better personal best and everything against shadyforce, but he has no safeties. Meanwhile, shadyforce has. If g3rd0 happens to have a dead in an Ice Palace, that may change the race pace. But we'll see. I don't wanna speak too soon. But just thinking that in a race setting, anything can happen. Remember that. So far so good. For g3rd0, he's picking up his Flippers from King Sora for 500 rupees. Very expensive Flippers, I would say. After these Flippers, he's gonna go back and use that warp portal thing in the water to go to Ice Palace. Shadyforce entering the boss area of the dungeon. If he happens to take a little bit of damage here in this room or just anywhere in a dungeon, he has that bow there he can just use. For example, that transformation thing, anti-berry, I guess, can just be a berry after he uses a Bowser. Let's see how shadyforce is gonna have a Mothula fight. That was a very good fight shadyforce just did there. Nicely done. If nobody noticed, he did 3 slashes, but he actually did 4 damage there by using the Pegasus boots. So by having a sport out, then he uses the Pegasus boots while hitting. He actually hit twice there because Pegasus boots keeps the sport out if you time it correctly. The dashing, I mean. It's very hard to do. And to get a good fight like that, Mothula has to be gentle with its pattern and moving, and also having the moving ground there, or floor, let's say. So g3rd0 in Ice Palace now, and pretty sure, I mean, let me replace this. He's gonna do a bomb jump now of this dungeon. Not having a Gain of Samaria, he has to do this bomb jump, and it saves quite a lot of time. Well, Gain of Samaria is not the reason why you can't do this dungeon fast, but it will speed up the dungeon a lot by having it. But with that bomb jump now, he doesn't have to get a big key, and he can just skip the rest of the dungeon by dropping down with that block he used to hit the switch. So ignore the thing I said about Gain of Samaria. Not bad. So far g3rd0 has a good amount of HP, but knowing Goldster, it hits like a truck. I believe it's 3 hearts damage. It's a big damage if he happens to take any hit there. Also, he has to keep in mind that Goldster having a kind of weird hitboxes in those fluffy the eye thing. But knowing the one of the best, one of these good runners of the game, pretty sure he's gonna make it look easy. But we'll see. So far so good. Yeah, he's just gonna be careful there. There you go. That's a good fight, I would say. What I've noticed there he was trying to add them was he was trying to keep the Goldster in a corner by using the dash and keep having the sport out there. With that, he would have damaged him a couple times, then release the spin attack against the corner and kill Goldster optimally. Shadyforce getting his flippers now from King Sora, and he's on his way to Ice Palace. So far we are like almost 1 hour in. I would like to say all of these runners were good runs. They have put a really nice show for us now. And especially Volo Speed Gaming for a lot of awesome tournaments. A Link to the Past randomizer, more of no major glitches, and there's currently going on Super Mario Sunshine 80% tournament that is in a bracket currently. And there's Rockman 2, Ori, there's a lot of different games hosted by Speed Gaming channels. Speed Gaming 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that is a new one. And if you like the commentary, you can always follow me. But really, the runners are the show for you guys now. Shady having some trouble with this, what is that enemy name? I actually don't know. So many weird enemy names in Zelda games sometimes. But yeah, he was having some trouble there. g3rd0 going to open dam so he can enter Swamp Palace. After Ice Palace, g3rd0 having a little bit... g3rd0 gonna have easier time with a dungeon like Swamp Palace, where nothing really damages you hard. Now Shadyforce is setting up this bomb hit there. It's gonna be like, I believe it's a bug from I heard that if there's a nearby a skeleton stalboss like that, even if it's out of radius, bomb radius, it may be still hitting. Oh, he's having a little bit... He was taking a little bit too much damage there, but... Let's see how he's gonna handle this bomb jump. Seems to be good, so... First try, every time, like we say. And Shady having that powder, he is... If he feels like, he can use that anti-fairy right before the boss room. I believe he might be doing that because he took that intentional damage there. Everybody loves ice physics, I assume. That was a good room. You can use a sport there to like manipulate your movement, I guess. But he managed to do it without. So by going up from this room, there's an anti-berry. You can use a powder on. Meanwhile, g3rd0 in Swamp Palace is going left side of the Swamp Palace to pick up Big Key. Oh, is Shady noticing how much? I just noticed that. I don't think Shady noticed. Does he have enough? Okay, he had enough. I wasn't sure did he have enough magic for that fight. He kept him in a corner. It's just one hit away, but he has to be careful. 4 hearts left. I believe it's one of Tempered's fourth hit. Okay, he got it there. That was a scary bug because he was taking so much damage there. So he's done with Ice Palace, and for him next, he has to go to Swamp Palace next, where g3rd0 is currently and has a big key. Gonna pick up this boing 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 hookshot. g3rd0 had a good RNG there, but that enemy not being a troll, let's say. Shady hopping to number 4, to Swamp Palace. g3rd0 picking up those arrows, so he'll be ready and set against bit throws. And having some extras for Cannon's Tower. But I believe there are still many bots you can get arrows from. g3rd0 was trying to like do a vast strat, I believe, for Arcus, but he didn't manage to hit those balls exactly how he wanted to. If he does it correctly, he can still keep the sword out by using the dash button, then using the hookshot there, but he didn't get it. Instead, he got a fast kill for Argus by using a fire rod. He kept it in a bottom of the screen, and after those 2 hits from fire rod, he just released the spin attack and killed Argus. Very nicely done still. g3rd0 just mashing through this text. It's a lot of text now for him. Shady starting Swamp Palace. Like, g3rd0 has been just keeping the lead on and on. He hasn't been doing any major mistakes. No deaths. No, like, any major mistakes. But to keep in mind that g3rd0 has no safeties, so a death is bad for him. Shady having Powder, so he has that safety at least there. g3rd0 has to pick up this Ether, so he can enter Misery Mire. g3rd0 starting up. Mr. Mario. Meanwhile, Shady is still in Swamp Palace. Oh, not hooks not being long enough there. Let's see how g3rd0 doing this room. Using the barrel rod there, so he managed to hit this drop there. Very vast room. Very vast room. By you having that sport beam and against fish ropes, it's only one hit that is enough to kill them. Sport beam being the damage of fighter sport. So as this lead has been getting bigger and bigger for g3rd0, I had to note that the better you do all these rooms and faster the strats you use, the lead just gets bigger and bigger for you. Here g3rd0 using one of the version 0.11 exclusive glitches that you can use a barrel rod to shoot through a block, a moving block. You can also make it disappear with a mirror, but you don't want to do it in a dungeon. You saw both runners doing that before they enter Swamp Palace. When they had to open them, they had the mirror out, so they will just move the block and make it disappear. You don't want to do it for a dungeon because you know what the mirror does inside a dungeon. g3rd0 getting this dungeon item, Gain of Samaria, that is needed to beat the dungeon. There is one room that has the switch that you cannot keep it down, beat out that Gain of Samaria. And Gain of Samaria is actually required to beat the game. To enter the Turtle Rock, you need a Gain of Samaria to go through it. Question is that in the chat about that mirror in a dungeon. You don't want to use a mirror in a dungeon because you go back to the beginning of the dungeon. That's why never use that mirror in a dungeon for making the blocks disappear. Shady has beaten Swamp, so now he has to get Easter Medallion to enter Mystery Mire. Meanwhile, g3rd0, having that comparable big lead he has now, and it's only been getting bigger and bigger. So looking at the hearts g3rd0 has, he has 6 hearts and half, and it's only just 2 hits from betrayals to kill him. Be careful, g3rd0. Be careful with these strats. That, like, sort of bad water there, let's say, or something, damages you one heart, but he managed to do it with 6 hearts and half. Very nicely done. Now it's just the 8 hits from normal arrows to kill the big guy from betrayals. Meanwhile, before he enters Mystery Mire, he was wanted to get that Ice Rod. It's funny how Ice Rod is all the way in this side of the... Oops. He probably wasn't expecting that from a crash outside. So Ice Rod, that is required to get. You cannot beat Trinex without Ice Rod. It's gonna be weird how it's just hidden in an overworld of the game, and it's an item that is recovered to beat the one of the bosses in the game. g3rd0 doesn't have it yet, so he's gonna get that before he heads towards Death Mountain. Oh, he has it already. I missed it. Oops. Death rocks behaving for him, so he didn't have trouble with them. That was a very good room for Shady with those fish ropes. Turtle Rock being one of those dungeons that has any enemy hitting just like a truck. I believe Chain Jump and Pokies damages you by 3 or 4 hearts. It's a big hit if you happen to take a 1. If they have followed, I guess, or like had a right amount of those drops from enemies, they might be getting a berry drop in this dungeon. But I'm not quite sure. I don't believe any runner keeps up with the drops. But we'll see. g3rd0 having a comfortable amount of hearts currently. 12 hearts. In this upcoming room, g3rd0 is gonna go up and switch to fire rod, shoot down, then shoot right twice, and he switches to hookshot as soon as possible. To hit one of those torches with a hookshot, so he just respawns back to the door, saving some time there. I believe g3rd0 wanted to do dash there, but he missed it. Missed the input there. Taking that intentional damage there. That's 4 hearts damage there, guys. Shady on his way to Big Chest to get his Gain of Samaria, the dungeon item. Now this enemy is possible to kill just with a quick spin like that. And this is one of those first rooms in a game, people say. Oh, Chain Jump's not cooperating with him. Okay, he got those invisibility frames that were from that hitting that block, moving that block while being stuck on a peg. So he managed to survive that room without taking any more damage. He can afford to take one more hit. Then he has 1 heart left. And so far, as they skipped Big Key and Big Chest in an Ice Palace, they don't have Blue Mail, as the game expects you to have a Blue Mail at this point of the game. That reduces damage quite a lot. I can't remember how much it is, but it's quite a lot. And there's the hard berry drop I was talking about. Just what g3rd0 needed. Shady using that Powder, good safety for him. Having a comfortable amount of hearts now against g3r's. Let's see how he's gonna deal with him. There you can see how g3r's just managed to kill those 2 pokies so fast. A question in the chat, how can you force that fairy drop? Basically, fairy drop happens because of the certain items have dropped from an enemies. Basically, like there's a command in the chat now that about the price bags. So when you hit this enemy and that enemy, it gives you different items than a drop a heart, rupee, and so on. So if you follow that pack correctly, that or one of the next bogeys, I believe, gives you a very drop then. It's not luck. It's not luck. It's just a set amount of kills g3rd0 has been keeping up with, I believe, or he was just hoping that bogey is gonna give him a heart there when he kills him. Now g3rd0 has that smoky, so he can enter Trinex. And there's a ski dash by using the trail just before he entered the room. Or door. Door frame, I mean. Shadyforce done with Vitros, and he's on his way to Ice Palace. No, g3rd0 Rock. Nice start for g3rd0, but he managed to a little bit miss there. He has to be careful now. He doesn't want to take too much damage. And that side of the head is dead. Here's a fun fact about the Trinex, that the head part of the Trinex actually damages you more. Like you saw there, if he hit the body part instead, he wouldn't have taken that much damage from Trinex. But that was a good point for g3rd0 there. If he died there, he would have gone back to the beginning of the dungeon. He didn't open the door to outside after getting a small key. Nor he didn't go and get Mirror Shield. I believe both runners are very, very comfortable at doing Laser Bridge without Mirror Shield. And now that's the last crystal the g3rd0 just collected. So g3rd0 is done with Turtle Rock, and Shady is just starting, so I believe the lead is like minutes. 6 minutes, 7 minutes, I'm not quite sure, but it's a very comfortable lead for g3rd0. So, if he skips Red Mail, he has to be very careful when he fights Ganon, because a Ganon hack is 8 hearts. But we'll see. I have no idea are the runners looking at each other, because that can affect their decision making. It's not a randomizer, so they are allowed to watch their opponent. Shady using a mirror instead. Meanwhile, g3rd0 didn't. Nah, it's like whichever you prefer. Yes, a good runners, top runners of the game, they will be skipping a red mail. They don't want to take a slow path to get the big key chest after getting a big key to get that red mail. But it's a very good safety if you want to have that at the end of the run, and you don't have a Bowser or Bottle and Magnet. g3rd0 skipped all the safeties. He has nothing. Shady has Bowser. g3rd0 on his way to get a big key, and there's a tricky bonk here. By using the after you bonk the wall, you can, if you're in a right spot, you just bonk past that portal thing. And g3rd0 just used his last bomb, but getting an extra bomb from that. Bolt drop. Now here's a rematch with the Armos. Instead of using top right corner, he has to use at the bottom right corner because he just dropped there, and there's like no way to set up himself to go to top right. And besides, you have to go up after this spike, so it's faster to do it that way. And there's an arrow chest, a chest with 10 arrows. He wants that for this upcoming room with mimics. And he has a green mail, so no safeties, guys. He has no safeties. Red mail will have to reduce damage quite a lot, so he's willing to take that risk. He's not gonna hit anything during the gauntlet. Getting that 10 arrow drop there and 5 arrow drop, but he only needs a few more shots here. He has no silvers, so he has to go with tempers for only cannon fight. Not taking damage from spikes, very nicely done for g3rd0. Shady on his way to Trinex currently, taking intentional damage here. If you want to take no damage, you can switch to hookshot and use that before you take damage from that fire thing. g3rd0 starting off gauntlet. Let's see how these enemies are gonna be behaving with him. Oh, Shady unfortunately hold up a little bit too early there after that dash. You don't want to bump to the wall there. g3rd0 with a nice gauntlet so far, and now he's on his way to get a rematch with Landmola. Having a fire rod out, I believe he's gonna use fire rod after that spin attack. Oh, taking that damage from the fireball. So that's a 2 cycle. With the amount of magic, I would believe he picks up this safety or not. There's a 1 bot with safety. Well, safety. There's a 1 bot with a magic drop. And an upcoming room, you have to use magic, a lamp, and a fire rod. But having a lamp, this makes it much easier and safer. Shadyforce done with Trinex fight. Very nicely done, as always. g3rd0 with another last bomb. Hopefully that hits the ball. You don't wanna all of a sudden start climbing this dungeon again. That's something you never want to do. Rematch with Moldrum is just a 1 sport hit, 1 normal hit from a 10 sport, then a quick spin, and that kills more Moldrum. Much easier time than with a fighter sport in Tower of Hera. And g3rd0 getting a nice door dash there. I don't know how he managed to do that. I'm not quite familiar with the exact pixels to not hit bombs to the wall at all. Rematch with Arcanim. There's 2 additional Arcanim Phantoms with him. That was a good one. If you manage, oh, what is this luck with g3rd0? Is he gonna 2 cycle this or not? He got a blue ball there. Oh no, he was probably thinking that he can take that hit there, but that was just 1 hit away there, guys. Without that blue ball, he would have 2 cycled Arcanim. So for g3rd0, it's just Cannon fight left, and if he takes any damage from Cannon, a Cannon Hawk, he dies. Green Mail gives you... Green Mail is not that good to have against Ganon. Ganon does 8 hearts damage, I believe. But let's hope for his caliber. He's gonna have a good fight, as I'm expecting. That seems to be a good start for a fight, getting that spin attack there against Trident. So it's 12 hits for this phase and the second phase. Seems to be 12 hits. Now it just avoids these fire paths and he's in the third phase already. g3rd0 has been playing really well the whole race, I have to say. shadyforce trying his best to catch up. A cannon fall may happen, but I believe for g3rd0's skills, it may not happen. I don't want to spoke too soon, and I wouldn't want to curse the player, but we'll see. So this is 12 spins, I believe, with a tempered sword. He got a torch split there, so the right side of the torch is never gonna stop. It's never gonna like never gonna stop. How can I say this? Sorry. With a torch split, you only have to put on left side of the torch. The right side never goes down. So far the spike seems good. I haven't counted at all these hits, but he is done. Congratulations, g3rd0. I think that's a high 1 hour 27 minutes. Let's see when he enters Triforce room. And there you have it, guys. g3rd0 finishing with 1 hour 27 minutes and 56 seconds. And his personal best is just a little bit over 1 minute from that time you saw. Very consistent and nicely done, g3rd0. Shady, meanwhile, in a mimic rooms in Ganon's tower. Shady starting up Gauntlet now. The amount of hearts he has. Okay, he's just starting up the Gauntlet. He's confident with his skills. So far the first room is good. I'm asking for g3rd0 for an interview. Oh, Shady with 2 hearts now. He has to be careful. You don't want to die here. But the next room has an anti-parry, so he can use alternate as he have it. That's good to have a safety there. Just 1 hit left for one Glanmola. Quick spin is enough to kill it. There was a Shady getting a safety heart from a bot. And getting more hearts from Bistrops. Oh, unfortunate bonk there. Oh, an unfortunate wall there too. Just a quick reminder, shadyforce has a personal best of 1 hour 37 minutes and 4 seconds. I'm not quite sure how long the end of the dungeon takes, but I believe he might be in a PP base, guys. We'll see when he beats Akanim. I can't remember exactly how long the fight takes, but he seems to be really close to it. We'll see. We'll see. We just have to watch and sit and watch. Oh, dropping that the last bomb there he had. Chat is saying he's minus 26 coming into GT. So yes, guys, ladies and gentlemen, shadyforce is in a PB base. Having full hearts in going to Akanim. Yes, chat, let's go, Shady. Let's go. Beginning the BB, a BB in a race setting is always amazing to see. Getting 2 hits there so far. Let's see how this phase is. 2 hits there too. 1 blue ball, but it's fine. 2 more hits and Akanim is dead. Very good. 3 cycles, guys. And now it's time for Ganon. Full hearts. He can take some damage, but he wouldn't want to take too much. Any hit is really costly. And follow the runners. They have given us a really entertaining race. g3rd0 coming out as a winner of this match. Shady starting off his cannon white. And joining me is the winner of this match, g3rd0. How are you doing?
Yo, what's up? I'm doing fine. Like, this run was pretty sloppy. I lost over mid in Hera, and a lot of the Dark World segments were also kind of sloppy, but overall it wasn't too bad, I guess. I mean, it's still 127, barely, but
yeah,
could have been worse.
Yeah, I have to say that getting just a minute off from your own personal best is impressive to see in a race. Getting no safeties, you just go with what do you know. And sticking with those strats you want to go with, like I said. I believe you always go without safeties. Even in race setting.
Yeah, I've never taken too many safeties, like Sankard obviously, but I've never taken powder or anything.
Unfortunate to see Sadie taking a dead war cannon in that second phase. So may I ask you that, I believe you were comfortable at the starting this race, you were practicing some stuff you might have trouble with, or?
Yeah, I practiced a lot of cold step because I have been having a lot of trouble with that guy, and it was to no use because in the race I've messed it up again, as you saw.
Yeah,
so
I believe
I have to figure out something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I believe g3rd might be one of those bosses that some runners have trouble with.
Yeah, I switch between the different strategies all the time and nothing seems to work for me consistently, I don't know. I've gotta put more time into that, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And now Shady's just missing torch glitch, so he has to rely on just using a lamp against Ganon. Might make this fight slow now because he has to light those both torches and he may be getting just 1 or 2 hits during each phase or each attack. And he's sitting in at 2 hearts now, he has to be careful. I believe you have been doing very well in a tournament with 1 hour 27 minutes. Seems like you're a consistent player.
Yeah, I've had a 127 both my races now. I think as long as I don't die, I can get 127s pretty consistently. And I even had a death here and still got it. So that makes me happy, but it's not enough to go as far as I'd like to go here.
Yeah,
so
that is
a lot of room for improvement still.
Yes, a death is always punishing, especially if it's in a boss fight. And now, shadyforce just finished in 1 hour 36 minutes and 52 seconds. I believe that's a PB. I might be wrong, we'll see. Regardless, congratulations, g3rd0, but let's wait for Shady if he wants to join us in an interview.
Yep.
During this run, was there like any specific moments you were like afraid of, like maybe a gold stare, something more than gold stare?
In Maya, I took a lot of damage before Vitreous, so I even farmed a heart from a Wizrobe and so on. So I knew I had enough hearts to survive the normal fight, but if anything went wrong in there, I would have died pretty easily, so that was a bit scary.
Yeah, that bug is always scary when you use those damage there from a floor.
Yeah.
I believe Vitreous does 4 hearts damage, and you had 6 hearts, so very scary situation for you.
Yep. And I missed the first fire rod shot on Trinex, which can go pretty wrong pretty fast as well, but wasn't too big of a deal in the end.
Yeah, and joining us, I believe, shadyforce is there. I think.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Hello, I can hear you now.
GG, g3rd0, well done. Very good time, mate.
Yeah, thanks, man, GG.
GG to both of you. So during that, I was doing the whole commentary alone, and g3rd0 was keeping up the whole lead during the whole race, and g3rd0 didn't pick up any safeties. shadyforce, you instead got that safety powder. I believe you like to keep that up with your runs, or do you sometimes think that you should skip that, or?
Nah, the powder's too good a safety to really give up. I think I would waste a lot more than 40 seconds playing it safe, even if I were to avoid deaths. So I think it's definitely worthwhile for the foreseeable future.
Yes, that is a good point. So, you know, in that battle and Bucknet takes so much time to get. And just knowing those safety spots, it's good to remember when you pick up a powder. But overall, how do you think about that run for yourself?
Yeah, well, it was fun. I did quite enjoy it because, I mean, obviously after Desert it went really badly. Desert like was a disaster. But ever since then, I'm plus a minute and a half, and I feel like I'm chasing after something now. I'm trying to bring my deficit down bit by bit. So it almost feels like instead of having a lead that I have to keep over my own PB, I'm kind of chasing after something, and that could be fun in a way as well.
Yeah, I believe during the whole run, you didn't die at all anywhere except to Ganon at the end. And I believe you were in a PP base, but Ganon just got you there.
Yeah, I don't know. I had two very poor Ganons there. I mean, the first Ganon, I didn't hold the sword charge long enough, and then I missed the spin, and then it just went downhill from there. And the second one, I was too greedy maybe with trying to get the 2 spins in before the sword torch glitch, and then I just missed the torch glitch. But at least I managed to finish out after that.
Yeah, the torch glitch, missing that can affect a lot for the result there, because you have to have a lamp only on the whole time. And getting just 1 or 2 spins for Ganon. But still, a very good run for both of you guys. It was fun to solo commentary.
Yeah, hopefully there was enough dramatic things to keep you busy.
Well, not so dramatic, like, but yeah, it was fun to do it. Nothing like super dramatic happened, but yeah. Both of you got, I think, 3 blue balls for acronym, or was it 2 for you, Shady?
I got 3, yeah.
Yeah, we both got 3, I guess. I got 3 as well.
Yeah. I was saying, I always like to guess 5, but I wanted to keep it nice for you guys, so I guessed 2 instead.
I got a very unfortunate blue ball at Aghanim 2. That was a free 2 cycle.
Yeah,
but
yes.
That I was a bit annoyed by that.
Yeah, you almost got 2 cycle Aghanim 2. Unfortunate for that blue ball there. Then a third cycle. Got another unfortunate blue ball there.
Yeah.
I was glad about my blue ball in Aghanim 2 because I wasn't on for the 2 cycle because I only got 2 the first time. So I was happy I got my 3 cycle and that was all I could have got.
So yeah, I think we're backing up here. And any shoutouts from you guys?
Not really. Just shoutouts to all the viewers who are in chat and everyone who made this tourney possible. That's all.
And thanks to you, Samurai Man, for commenting. We really appreciate it. It's really good of you.
Thanks to you guys for racing and having a chance to commentate your race, guys. So quickly I will ask, who is your next opponent, guys, for your Group M? Do you have anyone left?
I think we both have the same opponent left, right? Magius?
Yeah, we're both
however
playing.
It's pronounced, yeah. I play him on Sunday.
And I think I play him 2 weeks from Saturday. I think I have a bit of a gap. I think he wants to train up before our match, which is good.
That might be an interesting matchup. What do you think?
Yeah, I know he's been training a lot, so let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it'll be my last match in the tournament now. I'm after having 2 defeats, so it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Alright, so that's it, guys. Those were g3rd0 and shadyforce. Give them a follow. Both really good runners. And I have been Samurai Man as a commentary. Thanks for watching, guys. There are more Links to the Past no major glitches coming up later today, actually, at 6 PM Eastern Time. A 4-way race, I believe, on Speed coming. Who's excited for that? But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See ya later.